For over a decade, PlayStation fans and us LittleBigPlanet fans have had a soft spot for Sackboy, the stitched-together hero who once stood as one of the most recognizable faces of the brand. But in recent years, a new character, specifically named Astrobot, has taken the spotlight. As Astro's popularity climbs, many of us are asking the same question: has Sackboy been quietly replaced? Today, we're going to explore the rise of both mascots, Sony's shifting strategy, what's been happening behind the scenes, and whether Sackboy has truly been pushed aside or if there's more to the story. So buckle up, grab a seat, and enjoy. When LittleBigPlanet launched in 2008, it brought something completely different to PlayStation. Instead of gritty shooters or cinematic adventures, it offered charm, creativity, and a warm, handmade world. Sackboy quickly became a symbol of PlayStation's more imaginative side. He appeared in commercials, merchandise, and even crossover titles. Media Molecule designed LittleBigPlanet around user expression platform, mixed with a powerful creation toolset. From 2008 to 2014, Sackboy wasn't just a mascot, he was the mascot for the PlayStation 3's playful identity. But after LittleBigPlanet 3 in 2014, the series entered a long period of silence. Media Molecule shifted to Dreams, and Sumo Digital, who developed LittleBigPlanet 3, moved to other projects. Sackboy wasn't gone, but he wasn't being pushed forward either. And then, in 2020, Sackboy returned in Sackboy Big Adventure. It was well received and showed that the character could thrive in a traditional platformer. But despite positive feedback, there were signs the franchise was no longer a priority. Because marketing was minimal, no major DLC expansions followed, no big updates to the creative tools LittleBigPlanet was known for, and community support for older LittleBigPlanet servers was inconsistent. The character still had fans, but the momentum was fading. This is what led to LittleBigPlanet's downfall. Meanwhile, another character was quietly gaining traction. Astrobot first appeared in 2013's Playroom, a tech demo for the PlayStation cameras. Most people didn't think of him as a character, just a cute robot for demonstrating hardware. But that started to change when Team Asobi began experimenting with VR. Their 2018 game, Astrobot Rescue Mission, was widely considered one of the best VR titles ever. It proved Astro had potential far beyond tech demos. Then came Astro's Playroom in 2020. It was pre-installed on every PS5, meaning millions of players met Astro on day one. And this time, he wasn't just a tech demonstration. It was a celebration of PlayStation history, filled with references, Easter eggs, and charm. Astro was cute, accessible, instantly recognizable, and perfectly suited to showcase the PS5 features, like the DualSense control. Sony now had a character who could demonstrate new hardware, represent PlayStation nostalgia, appeal to kids and older fans, and anchor future platformers. In other words, Astro was a modern mascot built for Sony's current strategy. So here's where the question becomes unavoidable. Did PlayStation replace Sackboy with Astro? Officially, Sony has made no statement declaring Sackboy retired or has been replaced. But looking at patterns tells a clearer story. Astro appears in most PlayStation 5 promotional materials. He got a major new game and increased funding. Team Asobi has expanded and is treated as a flagship studio. No new LittleBigPlanet game has been announced whatsoever, and Sackboy's last game received limited support. These aren't small details, they paint a picture of a company making a strategic shift. And lastly, Sackboy seems to be missing from the new intro. While Sackboy once symbolized the creative spirit of PlayStation, Astro symbolizes the hardware-forward, high-tech identity of the PS5 generation. A key difference between the two characters is how they're designed. Sackboy works best in a handmade craft world platformer. His identity is rooted in creation tools and community content, something Sony has been less focused on recently. Astro, on the other hand, showcases haptic feedback, demonstrates adaptive triggers, interacts with PS5 hardware directly, and supports simple universal platforming. Astro is essentially built as a tech mascot, a character Sony can use to show off innovations without needing a complex universe or lore. That's a powerful advantage when you're branding a new console generation. Another important factor is Team Asobi itself. Once a small internal team at Sony Japan, they've now been expanded into their own standalone first-party studio after the restructuring of Japan studios. Sony clearly sees potential in Astro and in Asobi's approach to the game design. Their focus on playful engineering lines up perfectly with Sony's current priorities: innovation, hardware, and global appeal. While Media Molecule and Dreams represented creativity, Asobi represents technical craft and player friendliness. Both valid, but Sony appears to favor the latter at this moment. So what about Sackboy's future? Is he gone for good? Franchises go through quiet periods, characters get shelved and later revived. Sackboy still has a passionate fanbase, and LittleBigPlanet remains a beloved part of PlayStation history. A revival is always possible, whether that's a new LittleBigPlanet, a sequel to Sackboy Big Adventure, a crossover event, or even collaboration between studios. But right now, the momentum clearly favors Astro. Whether you prefer the handcrafted charm of Sackboy or the hardware-driven energy of Astro, both characters represent important eras of PlayStation. Now, if you ask me, Sackboy is irreplaceable and he always felt like a breath of fresh air. Games now miss creativity, authenticity, and to tell you the truth, heart. So in conclusion, I think they can both coexist and have their wonderful communities. But it's just that LittleBigPlanet in my eyes will always be something that cannot be replaced ever. Anyways, that's all I had for today. Drop a comment down below and tell me your opinions on this topic, even though I know most of you feel the same way as me. Be sure to leave a like, and if you're new, subscribe, as it will help a ton. And with that, see you next time.